Hey, what's up, guys? I want you guys to listen to one of my great friends, Francisco Perez, and his company, My Rebuilt Life, on iHeartRadio. Tune in, y'all.
Holistic ideas, not just health-wise, but also when we're talking about entrepreneurs. How did you get to that point, and what made you shift into certain aspects and things like that? And like I said, we have Patricia and Frankie here with My Rebuilt Life. And we're talking about this amazing website. And so I have a few more questions. I'm not going to hold you guys too much longer. But one of my main questions is, who are your main customers? So is it really just only geared to people who have been incarcerated, or who?
Well, first of all, it is geared for the folks who have a criminal background. But don't say only, because it's actually 1/3 of all adults.
Okay.
These are some of the things that we tell rebuilders when they come in the classroom for onboarding sessions is, it's 1/3 of all adults who have a criminal background, 75 million people.
Okay.
Half of all children in America have a parent with a criminal background. So our potential audience is huge. It's absolutely huge. And so when we look at anyone who, when we say, yes, we're only for those who have a criminal background, other people can get on the site and just not take their profile live if they want to, just to use the tools. But really, there's such a wide variety of folks in that 75 million that we're helping a lot of people.
Okay.
I say it's for everyone. If you need a resume and you want to,
so that's basically what it is.
But we're geared towards helping people with
that's a big focus, which is important, right? It's important because those are some of the people that really struggle. So let's just say, I'm not at that place yet where I'm hiring people, but let's just say, I'm a one-man show currently, or one-woman show. But let's just say that I was at that point. How can this site actually help my company or any other company that's looking to, hire? How does that work?
Okay, well, basically, like she said, we're geared towards 1/3 of the population. And what that is there's a lot of employers right now that are they just have, when you hear somebody comes in and you hear felony on their record, you automatically, they have a stigmatism where they're just, oh, I'm not going to bother looking at it. And whether a lot of these employers know it or not, a lot of the people that are coming out barely have a record, or it might be something minute that they're just overlooking, and that might be the key employee for their company to help take them to another level.
One of the things that we tell employers, and this is a fact, is that about 90% of the arrests nationwide are for drug possession or nonviolent activities. So that, when an employer a lot of times will have a prohibition, what they'll say to, us or to, their constituents is that, we don't want to hire because we don't want the risk. We fear for our safety, da-da-da-da-da. Well, the facts is that 90% of those people who have a criminal background are not criminal based on something that a lot of us haven't all done in our lives. One of the things that we like to tell people is that the rebuilders are rebuilders because they got caught. That in a typical room, there are a lot of people who have done things that are illegal that didn't get caught and don't have to relive that worst day of their life over and over again.
I agree.
So really, by getting the businesses to see that you're not necessarily inviting risk into your workplace when you invite a rebuilder in, and then we give them the tools to see, the full person.
We're trying to bridge the gap and let the employers know that it's not a bad thing to hire somebody with a felony. If you say I don't hire felons, you're saying I'm not hiring 1/3 of the U.S. population. And how does that make your company look?
Well, 1/3 have criminal backgrounds.
Well, 1/3 have criminal backgrounds.
Misdemeanors too, because that keeps people out of employment.
And I think at the age we are right now, with the way things are and the way the crime rate is in Chicago, by you hiring somebody from our site, or you taking somebody with a criminal background, that's taking somebody off the street and making them, putting money in their pocket, helping them feed their family, and giving them less thought about having to go out there and run the streets and make money, and which is usually what happens,
right? Because if I can't,
you come out, you're offered all these different things. You're offered all these different things when you're in prison and you get out, and you have to sit in one place for 9 weeks to walk out with a paper resume. And what more have you gone? I wasted 9 more weeks of my life after I just did a couple of years to not have anything, when I could sit down and come see these people and be able to walk away in a few minutes with something that is a necessity.
Right.
To my job search.
Absolutely. So I would like to know if there was some advice, right? that you guys can give to the people, or, you know, as you guys said, the returning citizens or rebuilders, right?
Yes.
The rebuilders. What would that be? Who's actually beginning their life again? Who's starting all over, right? That's the idea. Like, okay, whatever you did, let's not allow that to be all of who you are, correct? So here are these tools, and what is your advice?
I would say, first off, and I'm going to let her say what she wants, but I'm going to start it like...
this is your baby.
I'm going to start it like this. What you need to do is you need to come to 2942 West Lake Street at Above and Beyond, which is where our offices are located, and you come in on Monday from 9 to 11, and you can sit down with Patricia, who leads a class, and we call it an onboarding session, where you can come in and sit down for 2 hours, and we will sit one-on-one with you, build your resume, and kind of point you in the right direction.
You can even get continental breakfast, coffee and croissant beforehand.
Well, can I just come for some continental breakfast? I'm always looking for a job.
You even have a barber on Thursdays every day.
I'm always looking for a job now.
Get your haircut.
I love making money.
No,
so
and it's at Sacramento and Lake, and I think that is the best piece of advice. But also, you know, when you get into the site, and you know, when we onboard people, we do tell them, and I think it's important, is to really think about what it is you want to do, and to know that it's just a series of assembling the blocks to put them in place, but making that decision of what it is you really want to do, because the hardest thing in the world is to do the things we don't really have our heart in. So what I tell rebuilders is that go back to that little boy or that little girl. What were you interested in? What got you excited? Because that's what you need to be doing.
Right. So really quickly, I want you guys to tell me this amazing website, because like I said, I did check it out, and it's dope. And I also really do like that feature. I think that because we all have our attention span, it's cool to be able to upload a really quick video, and I can look at it, and it just gives, you know, it's more personal also, because I'm one of those vibing people. So if I'm feeling your vibe, then I'm feeling your vibe.
And then you got to think about it. If I'm an employer and I snatch 10 paper resumes, I could look at 3-minute videos all day long, and when I call this person, the battle's already won. I'm calling you for a reason. I know what you look like.
I know what's up with you. I know what's up. So y'all tell me, what is it that you have? What is the vision that you have? Let's just say step by step, whether it's short term or long term, for this website.
I'm gonna let her run with this because she's.
This is the goal. The goal is to have all 50 of this national DOCs, so every state in the union, as well as the federal BOP, giving this out or allowing us, whether it's us for an onboarding session or just having the users have access to the tool. We want everybody to be able to return home with a profile and the resume cloud hosted for them and all the tools to rebuild. That's really our goal. Our goal is that every returning citizen not come home and have that feeling of panic. What should I do? You know, what resources are available? We want them to already start with the most significant tool, and that is their resume and their career profile together, because then they can earn money. And we all know that that's the biggest public safety factor right now, is that a lot of people are locked out of the economy. So we've got to get them back in. And on that note, I don't want to sound competitive or anything, but we are the only service in the country that allows returning citizens a free cloud-hosted resume.
Nice.
So if you don't come to our site for any other reason, come to check that out.
Nice. So before we wrap up with you guys, I thank you so very much. Patricia, thank you so much. Frankie, you're amazing.
I might stick around for a little bit with you.
Okay, that's what's up. But if you guys can give the information again, if there are personal emails or Facebook, anything, whatever your social media is, plus that website, if you guys can do that, give it to me like twice, just because, you know.
We are on Facebook.
Yes.
Facebook at My Rebuilt Life.
Okay.
And we have over 4,000 people nationwide on that page. And on the web?
You can on the web, my email is fperez@myrebuiltlife.
Okay.
Again, the site is www.myrebuiltlife.com. We're located at 2942 West Lake Street, between Lake and Sacramento.
It's at the corner of Lake and Sacramento, and every Monday morning, come hell or high water, we're there from 9 to 11. So come see us.
And again, you guys can reach me if there's anybody, any users or any employers that are listening, anybody that wants to get in on this and maybe, help out with the task at hand. You can, like I said, reach me at fperez@myrebuiltlife.com, or you can call me at 773 639-8266, and I'll be more than willing to talk with you.
One benefit to employers, if I can just throw this last little bit in, one benefit that employers have is that a lot of times, there are, for when you're answering a governmental RFP, you need to have a certain number, sometimes of minority workers or minority labor. Well, there's also ex-offender set-asides. We're a perfect sourcing tool for that. If you are going in as a contractor and you do want to answer an RFP, we've got people who are ready, willing, and able to work.
That is perfect. That is perfect. Thank you so much again. Like I said, you guys.
We love what you're doing.
Thank you, and I love what you guys are doing.
And
Actually,
it's crazy
like I
how
said,
we always end up back here, back home, back
always,
in Chicago.
always. I'm really gonna get into
5
that.
years
though.
later, I was driving up here and I was like, man, I'm back here again 6 years later.
I'm really gonna get into that a little bit later. But I am in such gratitude for you all coming by. I am in also even more in gratitude for what you guys are doing, because I know that that is one of the problems. That is one of the problems in our streets, period, because it's tough. It's tough. It's tough to be judged as it is. It's tough that we have, especially people of color, let's be real, because there's some of the highest incarcerated rates, correct? So they say, or I'm guessing. And so then when you come out, you already have these different stigmas, and so now to at least have a tool, at least to have this thing that I like to call hope. So I'm in such gratitude for you guys. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. And you guys, make sure you keep it locked. I'm going to rock out for a few seconds, just a little bit, right, with one of my favorite songs. Y'all know I'm different when it comes to music, right? I don't just listen to hip-hop, although I love it. This is Chainsmokers featuring Hazley with Closer. This is Linda Payne, the master of the airways, right here on WCSU, your iHeart Radio at Chicago State.